Hi, my name's Ruan and this is my channel, The Yorkshire Sew Girl. I haven't been around for a while. I think it's a good 3 or maybe 4 weeks since I did a video, I'm not quite sure, but I've had a bit of a little break from the whole phone thing. I think I did a bit of overdosing with the Frugal Frogs challenge. So I've tried to put my phone down a bit more over the last few weeks, spend a bit more time with my family, do a bit more social stuff now that lockdown is easing slightly, and that's been nice to see real people. So yeah, I've just tried to, I haven't stopped sewing as such, but I've just tried not to be doing quite as much on my phone. So I wasn't feeling making a video, so I thought, what's the point in making one if you don't kind of feel it? And I don't know if I'm going to put this up as maybe a Friday sews video, because I really enjoy watching those. I love watching plans, videos, tutorials and all that kind of thing, but I really like the whole chatty side of the Friday sews, and that people are kind of talking about what they're getting on with in their day-to-day lives with sewing and plans and bits and bobs like that. So I quite like the unstructured style of it, really. So I don't really know how I'm going to do this. I might do this where I just steal a bit of time every now and again, then pop it all together. I think the lovely Claire from Claire Who Makes Things does that. She tends to record almost every day and then she sticks it all together and puts it out on a Friday, and I really like that. So I'll see. I've got a few things. I think I've got some fabrics maybe that I've bought recently that I'd like to show you, and stuff like that. So yeah, maybe I'll do that. We'll see. Well, you'll know now, won't you? You'll know now, because this will hopefully be a little bit longer than just a few minute video. But today what I thought I might quickly do is I treated myself to a Fabric Godmother Dream Wardrobe box this month. So they had a discount code on for 15%, and I've loved watching other people and also seeing what's in the boxes each month. I really like the concept of it, and obviously I do the Sew Hayley Jane box. But I thought it'd be nice to do something a little bit different, maybe with a pattern and things like that in it. So I treat myself just for this month, just to kind of see what I thought. And I didn't realise, but my neighbours had the box for a couple of days because the postman didn't put a note through our door. So they came and delivered it, and now I'm dead excited. So I thought what I'll do is I'll maybe do like an actual unboxing of this now, because I haven't opened it. You can see it's all sealed in this lovely box, look. Yeah, and I thought I'd do that today maybe. What do we think, guys? Shall we have a look? So yeah, it's going to be very rough and ready. Don't expect any polishedness. Not that you do. Polishedness? That's what. Not that you do from my channel. Anyway. Or just so you know, retail. Ready to wear item of clothing. I think maybe from Tesco. You know, when you got a bit excited because you've not been clothes shopping for so long, and then they open the supermarket part. And I went and bought a little top. Yeah. Right, so let's have a look in here. Ooh. Oh. So this is what it looks like. So we have a little newsletter that says, welcome to your April 2021 Dream Wardrobe. And this is a linen and cotton mix, which I absolutely love at the moment. So if I get this out now, ooh, ooh, oh, it feels really nice. And you can't beat a bit of navy, can you? Looks a bit creased there, but yeah, it's got a really nice texture to it. It's a lovely, like, I'd say it's in between like a denim and navy and like cornflower. It's not helping, is it? But it's coming up quite well actually on there. It's like a soft blue colour. I really like that. And I like it when sometimes when you get boxes like this, because you end up picking fabrics that you wouldn't normally pick, and I don't pick many plain fabrics, as you probably know. They're all big and bold, animal prints, floral, etc. So it's good every now and again when you get something like this, because the other thing was I was watching Michelle from the Sewing Bunny the other day, and her plans for next month are all coordinated, so all tops to go with a pair of trousers, and I really like that thought. I think I get a bit carried away maybe with seeing a pattern that I really love, or seeing a fabric that I really love, and pairing in that way, but then I go to my wardrobe and I'm kind of like, okay, well, have I got anything to wear with that? So I do want to start thinking more about pulling together full outfits, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So maybe something like this would help me, wouldn't it? And we've also got a thread to go with it, a Gutterman one, which is matched up. Oh, and look at these. I think you get a little gift in there as well, which is what this is. And we absolutely love these, don't we? It's some Pigeon Wishes, if that's going to focus properly. Buttons, and they're beautiful, aren't they? They're all multicoloured. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 buttons as well. So that's lovely. Like that. And then let's have a look. What is the pattern then that goes with it? So you get the full PDF printout. And I think, if I remember rightly, I might be saying this completely incorrectly, you get like a download code to go and download the pattern, I think. The instructions, I mean. Oh, this looks interesting. Oh, it's the Homer and Howells jumpsuit. Ooh, I love this. Now, is it Jen from Jen Leg? Can't remember. I'm sure it is, that's made a version of this, or maybe several versions of this, that I'm absolutely in love with. But this is what it looks like. So this is the jumpsuit version, but you can also obviously shorten it into a shirt as well. Ooh, which I really like. Now it looks like the difference between them is maybe that this one's got an elasticated band around it and this one hasn't. This has got, I think it says a zip fly. Yeah, that one's got a zip fly. Now, I'm really, really interested in jumpsuits. Okay, I'm 5'9". I've got long legs. And I really should suit a jumpsuit. Hear me out here. I don't know if anybody else is the same as this. But every time I put one on, I look a bugger. I mean, I remember going shopping with my mum once and she was like, "You're tall, you'll get away with it, no problem." So I went and tried one on for her and came out of the dressing room and she actually laughed at me. Because she couldn't believe that I was actually right. I just don't tend to suit them. Now I've bought a dungaree pattern that I want to try. But I've got an absolute thing for jumpsuits, but they don't suit me. So maybe this may change my mind. Who knows? So let's have a look at this. It's saying it's perfect weight for a dress or jumpsuit. I mean, obviously you don't have to use this fabric for the pattern that they've given you either. You can kind of do your own thing. And they've suggested some other ones if you want to. The Megan Nielsen Darling ranges. The Tessuti Tokyo jacket. Merchant Mills 101 trousers and the Megan Nielsen wattle skirt. But there's loads of different things you can make with this. The other thing that I keep thinking about is it the large pocket skirt pattern that's free from Peppermint magazine as well. Would look probably really nice in this. So yeah, Homer and Howells Lennox boiler suit. Oh, am I cool enough for this? Oh my god. This is what's good though, isn't it? It kind of pushes you out of your comfort zone slightly. Something maybe that you've had your eye on and looked at and admired from other people but thought, nah, it's not for me. And then suddenly you have to have a bash at it if you've bought it. I quite like that. And yes, Pigeon Wishes buttons made from acrylic with coloured specks in them. And they can obviously be used for this as well because you've got button placket with buttons on it as well on here. So, I'm really interested in that. So the only other notions that you require, because you don't get every single thing you need in the Dream Wardrobe. So the So Hayley Jane one that I get, you don't get a pattern with it. You get the beautiful fabric and you can kind of do your own thing. The G&G Secret Society one, Sewing Society one that I've had before, you get every single thing in that. So you get even down to small, tiny interfacing pieces and hook and eyes and things like this. This one you don't. And at first I was kind of like, I quite like the idea of having everything. But then, is it a bit of a waste? Because, for example, on here, you need a hook and bar and a 7-inch closed end zip. Now, I've probably got both of those. So would you want another one? But then again, if you don't have any in your stash, you've then got to go buy it. So I don't know. I don't know on that one. Jury's out. And obviously, if you go for the elastic waist option, you need some wide elastic as well. And a bit of iron-on interfacing or buttons or snap fasteners, obviously, which if you wanted to, you could use the Pigeon Wishes ones. Yes, I'm really happy with that. So yeah, you go to the website, I think, and then you log in. and then you can download all the instructions and everything. Do you know, I'm happy with that. I'm really happy with that. I think it's really good that it's not a big bold print, because I've got some big bold prints recently, which I'll maybe show you next time I get a chance to do a bit of a video, maybe stick it on the end of this. But that feels really, really nice, and I think that would make an amazing boiler suit. Now, I know I discussed this, I think, last time. Twirls. I don't normally do twirls. And there's a reason for it, really, in the fact that, now I've been sewing for quite some time. In fact, on my Facebook memories 2 days ago, it came up saying that I'd watched the Sewing Bee and I'd been so inspired I wanted to buy a sewing machine. So that was the moment that, I mean, it's cliche, isn't it, watching the Sewing Bee and then wanting to suddenly start sewing. But I was one of those people, hands up. I'm not ashamed. That was obviously when my interest was piqued. So I don't think it was that long after that that I started doing some sewing lessons in classes as well. Now, my sewing teacher, Jess from the Sewing Sessions in Leeds, is awesome. And the gang of girls that I used to go sewing with every Wednesday are absolutely awesome. But I mean, if they were completely honest, the girls that I sewed with, I wasn't the best at sewing while I was at class. And I think that's because I get distracted easily by chit-chatting and things like that. And also, now Jess is a really good teacher. And my problem is, and I think I've realised this since COVID and the fact that I've not been able to go to any classes, is I'm a bit like when you go in a car and you've got your sat-nav, and it drives my husband insane. But when you go in a car with sat-nav and it's taking me somewhere, I don't pay any interest whatsoever or any notice to where I'm actually driving. So say, for example, I go somewhere on my own and I use the sat-nav, and then a week later we're going there and my husband's with me. He'll be like, why do you need your sat-nav? And I'll be like, I don't know how to get there. And he'll say, well, you went last week. I'm like, I know I went last week, but I paid no attention because the sat-nav told me where to go and I just did it. And I think that's probably a bit the same, that when I was in class, I wasn't taking it all in properly. I certainly was to a certain extent, because then when I come to do things, I'm like, oh, I remember Jess telling me to do it this way. And I remember that I should do this and not this. So there's definitely, it's all in there, but actually bringing it to the forefront. And over the last year, obviously I've not been able to have anybody to rely on, and I've been doing it all solo. And I think I've definitely become a lot more confident in my ability, but I'm still scared to kind of increase my skill set as such. So, like, I'd never put an invisible zip in before. I mean, that's crazy, isn't it? So I've never really done twirls before, and the reason for that is because I tend to go with my comfort zone. So I go for things that don't have fastenings, you know, zips and all that kind of thing in, which are really an easier sew, aren't they? So I'm trying to up my skill set a bit, and as I start to do more fitted garments and challenging myself a little bit more with something, for example, like this, then I'm going to have to do twirls. And that's actually a twirl there, which is really weird. I mean, it looks outrageous there. It's actually a skirt for my mum, but I'll maybe talk about that in a different part of the video. But I needed to practice invisible zips before I did the final version, of which I've done on this one. So that's the kind of thing I want to start pushing myself with. So maybe this is actually coming at a good time, because it would give me an opportunity to push myself a little bit more, but I wouldn't want to use this fabric in case it doesn't fit. So yeah, I think it's because I'm too impatient. I don't want to have to wait to do a twirl and then do it in the final version. Like, I just want to make it straight away, which is fine, isn't it, if it's not fitted or it's a jersey garment or whatever. But when it's not, and it's woven and it's fitted, I'm gonna have to sort myself out and delve into that side of things. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do so far. I mean, whether I dip back in again later, not that it'll matter to you because I'll be sandwiching it all together. I think what I'll do next is maybe talk you through some of the fabrics that I've bought recently. I've bought a few things because I literally couldn't stop thinking about them, and I needed them in my life. And some things I had plans for, some things I didn't. So yeah, maybe I'll go through that with you guys. So I'll check in with you soon. Right, I'm back. I know I'm in a completely different place, but the lighting is so rubbish in here. It's ridiculous. It's actually hailing outside right now, if you can hear that. Probably can't. I can. And when I have my camera over there, looking over there, all I can see is shadows under my big bags. And I just don't need that today. So I'm putting you near the window so it shines a little bit in. A little bit of whatever light we've got today is going in. So I'm going to tag this onto the other bit of video. And I just thought I'd talk you through what I'm making at the minute and what fabric I've bought recently. I have bought a few things over the last couple of months. Some of it with absolute intention and some of it completely not. So I'll go through the things that I've got absolutely no intention. When I purchased them, I was like, I'm just having it. That's simple as it goes. I just can't live without it. So my theory is now, I can only buy fabric. I know I say something different every month, don't I, about how I'm going to do this. But if I love it and I can think of a pattern that, and I'm definitely going to make something out of it, I can buy it. This is how I'm justifying it to myself. If I can't think of what I want to make with it, but I'm in love with it, I have to step away. And within 24 hours, if I can't stop thinking about it, I'm allowed to go buy it. What do we think to that? So, this was one that I saw and I had absolutely no idea what I was going to make with it, but I couldn't stop thinking about it. And I don't want to be at the point where I love a fabric so much that I procrastinate for too long and then it's gone. Again, so I'm justifying it to myself. So this was something that I bought and it was from Lamazi Fabrics. And I'm absolutely in love with it, but it's very similar to what happens all the time. You buy a fabric, you absolutely love it, and then you're scared to actually cut into it. So I really don't know what I'm going to make with this. And I think I treated myself to 3 meters of this, and it's a viscose poplin. So it's like a really dark navy background with these amazing pink and red, I mean, animal print all over it. I'm an absolute lover of animal print, and I'm an absolute lover of pink and red, so had to be done. But it is, I haven't washed it yet. It's so soft. And I've got quite a lot of it because I was scared that I would decide to make something. It's got like a white background, but it just feels beautiful. It's got a little bit more stability to it, which is really nice. It's not a really thin viscose. So if anybody's got any ideas of what I can do with that, because I loves it, I'm going to put it in the wash now. But I think for summer, I think that would be absolutely stunning in something, maybe a full-length dress or something like that. I know I'm not normally a dress kind of girl, but I'm trying to get there, aren't I? Trying to do that thing. So that was one of them. And then the other one's got a story behind it. So a couple of months ago, my mum said to me, she's going to her stepson's wedding. And she was struggling to find an outfit, and she said something to me. She asked me something that 50% of me had sheer dread about, and 50% of me had like sheer excitement about, and that was, can you make the outfit for the wedding for me? A, I can't believe she's actually got the confidence in me to make her something, and B, not going to deny it, absolutely papping myself in case I can't pull it off. But again, this is that crisis in confidence thing, isn't it? Why do we feel all the time like we can't do something? We've just got to crack on. And like I said previously, I'm trying to expand my skill set. Part of the outfit's got invisible zip and things like that in it. So I need to sort myself out and just go for it. So I'm on with it. So I'll tell you a bit more about that then. But she saw some fabric. Well, I did. It was from So Me Sunshine, and there was a YouTube video with some dead stock fabrics that had just come in, and there was a fabric on there, and it just had my mum's name written all over it. So I messaged my mum, sent her a photo, and said, this is the fabric, this is the one you need. And she agreed. So I ordered it, but obviously it was free delivery if you ordered over a certain amount of money. Well, these were dead stock fabrics, and I could have bought, I think there was about 6 to 8 of them. I could have bought all of them, they were that beautiful. But this is the one I treat myself to get free delivery. and this is it here. And these are both viscose satins. So, I mean, look at that. I just love a big, bold floral print when I see other people make them, but I'm always a little bit scared of them myself. So again, I have absolutely no idea what to make with this, but I love it. It's just beautiful. All these pops of like, it's like a lilac-y pink with red and cerise. Oh God, it's just beautiful. And I think I ordered 2.5 meters of that. So again, if anybody's got any ideas, because that's going in the wash too. The only thing I did think in this, which I thought would look absolutely beautiful, is it the Sicily slip dress? Sicily slip dress? Can't remember. I might need to have a look at that. But it's got like really thin straps. It's cut on the bias, and I've never done anything on the bias. And it's got like a little bit of a cowl neck bit here. And I always think, because I'm quite bottom heavy, oh, it's not really, that sort of style doesn't suit me, but I've seen so many different body shapes that have made that pattern that I'm kind of thinking, how amazing would that look on holiday on an evening with that, in that style, you know? Because it'd show off all that massive bold print. So yeah, I don't know. Or, you know, some absolutely incredible palazzo pants. I don't know. Somebody help me. I just love it. So that's another one that I need to do something with. Help me out. Right, then I bought some fabric with absolute intention of exactly what I was going to make with it. And as everybody's probably seen, it was to make the Lyra dress. Now, this is a beautiful dress, and my God, have I seen some amazing versions of it. But when I first saw this, I wasn't that inspired by it. I was kind of like, yeah, it's nice, but I'm not bothered. Not for me. But then I've seen some people make this version in different fabric, and it's out of this world. But what did get me was this. And that's the short-sleeved version with a short skirt, so no tiers. And this fabric, I mean, hello. Oh my God. So I was scrolling through Instagram one day, and Planet Make It had this pattern and the same fabric and 20% off. Justification. So here it is. There's only a little bit here because I've actually already cut this up and I've already started on it. But this, I think this is one of my favourite fabrics ever. Yeah, it is. And it's so crisp and it's so perfect. When you iron it, it does everything that it says it's going to do. And to cut it was just a dream. And yeah. So look at all those colours in it. Beautiful. So I am literally going to make the same dress that's on the pattern. And I don't care. I don't care. Only thing I need to do is have a look for buttons. Yeah. But I'm just in love with it. And that is what I'm in the process. I've only sewn the bust darts on it so far. I've sized down one size because it is very big. It's quite loose fitting and I don't want it too loose fitting, but I still don't know if it's still going to be a bit big. So I might have to take it in a little bit. But that's what I'm on with at the moment. Now, the other thing that I bought, we were going to Fabworks in Dewsbury, which is local to me, for something for my mum. But we didn't find what we needed. But obviously, I managed to find something. And I have got, let me see if I put it in here actually. Oh, God. What have I done with it? I bought this month, I think it was. I'm sure it's in here somewhere. The Heather Blazer, here it is. The Heather Blazer by Friday Pattern Company. Now, I'd really like to try a blazer. And I have made a coat before, but a really relaxed coat. And I heard a lot of reports to say that this is really a good one to start off with if you haven't made a blazer before. It's quite oversized. It's quite loose fitting. And lots of people have said, give this a go to start off your kind of blazer pattern journey. So I bought this, I think when it first came out, and it had a discount on it. So I've got that ready and waiting to cut out. And I was originally going to make a white blazer because I thought that would be really nice for spring, summer, just to throw over anything, you know, make dresses or whatever with whatever pattern. But at the minute I'm crushing over pink gingham and I just can't get it out of my head. So when I went to Fabworks, not in the conventional bit, but in the actual upholstery section, was this. And It's a really thick cotton, almost linen mix. It didn't actually say what it was. But it's got a really nice feel to it, and it's quite thick, but it's still got a bit of movement as well. And it's not a strict crisp cotton. So that is going to be my plan. Now, I'm always scared of pattern matching as well, but I thought it's quite a small gingham, so you know, I'll get away with it, will I? If not. So I've got that, and then just a very plain white lining to go under it, because you can turn the cuffs back to see. Now, when I was going to do a white one, I was going to have something quite funky to turn back on the cuffs, but because this is pink and white gingham, I think white would be the best bet, don't you? So I've gone from wanting to make the plainest, whitest blazer known to mankind to this, but I can't wait. So that's going to be next on my agenda, I think, after the Lyra, but we'll see. I haven't really worked out what all my plans are for May yet, and it's kind of creeping up a bit, isn't it? So then on to my mum's outfit. So my mum always looks really good in like A-line skirts. I look horrendous in them, but she looks incredible. And when she got married 4 or 5 years ago now, she wore a short dress that poofed out, and she looked incredible. So what I did is, instead of trawling through the websites and everything to try and find patterns for her, I went through my pattern stash and I thought, you know what, I'm sure I'll have something. And I did. I've got this, which is the Simple Sew, is it Sophia skirt? Yeah, Sophia skirt. And I'm not using the top for this one, just the bottom. And so I've done a toile of this because it's got an invisible zipper in it and I've never done one before. So I've done that. I think I've got it here actually. Yeah, in some fabric, crepe fabric that I'd got, I think, in a Sew Hayley Jane box. So I've made this skirt up already, and it's really simple. It's just two pieces of a back, one for the front, some lovely pleats in the front and the back, a waistband, and then an invisible zipper. And I'm really pleased with my invisible zipper, except for a couple of things. So, I mean, I can't see it. I don't know about you. I can't see it, and that's the main thing, isn't it? But when I was cutting the top to fold the waistband over, I cut too much and the top of the zip popped out. So it's little things like that that will stop me hopefully making that mistake with the real thing. And you'll also notice, look, the waistband doesn't match. So these are all the things that's really good, isn't it, when you do make a toile, because I don't normally, to learn from this. But this is just a real rough and ready version. I haven't even finished the seams or anything like that, because it was just to have a look for fit, and it fits her really, really well. But it's quite a long skirt on that one, so I've chopped it off. And then we bought her a poofy underskirt to go underneath it. And I also made for the top an Ogden cami. So a True Bias Ogden cami in a different fabric, and she nicked it because she was here the other day and it was red hot and she wanted to wear it. So I've done a toile of this to her size and it fits perfectly. So I'm really, really pleased with that. So obviously, like I said, Sew Me Sunshine had some ex-designer dead stock fabric, and this is the fabric that I just knew my mum would not be able to live without. But this is a lot thinner and more delicate than the other product that I got, you know, to get free delivery. But this is the fabric. And my mum is a massive fan of navy and white, and she's a massive fan of florals. And isn't this, it's just dreamy. Look at that. Sorry, it's a bit creased because I've already cut this up. So what I've done is I got 2.5 meters. So I've managed to get the skirt out of it because we've made it a shorter skirt, and also the Ogden cami. But in order to do so, it meant I couldn't pattern match the back of the skirt. So because it's such a big repeat, the only way I could have cut it out to pattern match it at the back was to put the pattern pieces in completely different places, and it would have wasted so much fabric and it would have meant I couldn't get the top out of it. Anywho, but then I've had a look at some ready-to-made stuff, and I was talking to a friend of mine, and she went into a wardrobe and she pulled out 3 patterned dresses that she'd bought ready to wear, and none of them were pattern matched on the back. And I kind of thought, do I want that added stress as well of trying to put an invisible zip into this incredibly fine fabric? And try and pattern match and all that lot as well. So do you know what? We're just going to go for it, because at the end of the day, my mum's not going to look at her backside all day, is she? Someone else's. So that's how I see it. So we're making an Ogden cami out of this and the skirt, but I'm just waiting for some. I saw it on a Guthrie and Garner YouTube video, and it's called forming tape. It's not seam tape, it's forming tape. So it's like an interfacing that you can put on necklines and things like that. Now, obviously the Ogden cami has an internal facing, but because it's so thin, I'm really worried about, because it goes into like a V, doesn't it? The Ogden cami. I'm really worried about what this neckline's going to look like. It doesn't matter 100%, I'll tell you why in a minute, but I want my mum to be able to wear this afterwards as well, because it's just so beautiful. You could wear this with loads of other things. I mean, it'd be gorgeous with some white jeans, wouldn't it? Hello. So I've ordered some of that forming tape, and I'm just waiting for it to arrive so that I can apply it just to this neckline to give it a bit more rigidity. Is that a word? Rigidity. Without it being too stiff. You know, when it's for somebody else though, and the fabric's just so delicious and you don't have any more of it, and you know you can't get any more of it, the pressure is on. So I'm a bit nervous. So I'm waiting for an invisible zip, and I'm waiting for that forming tape. We shall see. And then, and I hope you guys can help me with this, I want to make her a little top that goes over. So she'd have the Ogden cami tucked into a poofy skirt, all in the same fabric. But then with this as like an over the top. I'm not explaining this very well, am I? But this is what I've got, and it's a slightly stretch lace with a scalloped edge. And I want it in almost like a t-shirt, slightly oversized t-shirt, but obviously you'll be able to see through it, with the scalloped edge here and here. And then I want it to kind of land. Let me see if I can kind of make this look like I want it. Probably not, but anyway. I want it, I've got navy on as well, which doesn't help, to land, you know, about there, so that she's got something to go over the top. So it looks really elegant and dainty. That's my plan. So she'd have all the stuff underneath, but then she'd have this on top, and she could take it off if she wants, or she could have it on over the top. And because it's slightly stretchy, but I'm struggling with how I'm going to do that. So I'm concentrating at the moment of making the skirt and the top, and then I'll have a think about this. And this was just some lace fabric that I got off eBay, just on the off chance. I think it was £5 a metre, and it's absolutely lovely and really, really soft. So I'm really pleased with it. And the scalloped edge obviously is just beautiful, and it means I don't have to finish loads of stuff off. But I think that would look lovely kind of down here and on here over the top. So if anybody could think of a pattern that I could kind of like, I'm going to go through my pattern stash and see if I've got something that I can kind of adapt. I was thinking maybe the Tilly and the Buttons, not Lotta. What's the other one? Is it the indigo? I can't remember about the sleeves on the indigo. I need to have a look at it, because I don't want like a drop sleeve. I don't know how that would look in this fabric. I don't know. Anyway, let me know what you think, guys. If anybody's got any recommendations, I'm all ears. So that the pressure is on. I need to get that done. The wedding is at the middle of May, so I want to have this done and dusted and not worry about it. But like I say, I'm waiting for an invisible zip and some bits and bobs to get started on that. So that's kind of where I'm at the moment. Oh, one good thing I did do yesterday is I popped at a big Tesco. Anybody else call it big Tesco? Little Tesco and big Tesco, that's what we call it. We've got a little one around the corner, and then we've got a big one near where I work. And I couldn't help but pick up the new Molly Makes. There's some lovely stuff in that. Because it was $6.99 to buy it, but you also got the Coco Wawa plum dress in it, which I really, really like. It's quite oversized, but I quite fancy taking it down a size or two. And I've got some double gauze that I'd really like to make this out of. So that may also end up a May plan. I don't know yet, but I bought that. And the other thing that I bought for the first time ever was Bird Style. Now, I don't know what other people's opinions of this are, but it was £7.50, and the amount of patterns you get in it is just incredible. Now, I do know that a lot of people will find it a bit of a ball ache because all the patterns come in the middle and they're all crisscross. So you have to trace them out and you have to add your seam allowances. And I'm a bit of a lazy sewer, so sometimes I can't be arsed. But there were some really, really nice patterns in this. Some really, really simple ones as well, which you can hack from other patterns you've got. But this was one that I really liked, which is a nice t-shirt, but then it's got like a woven section at the back. Quite liked that. So yeah, for £7.50, I was kind of like, well, do you know what? I'm just going to have a look to see what it's like and whether it would be worth purchasing it in the future. But there's some really nice stuff. There's a gorgeous jacket in here. There's quite a few tops. There's a bomber jacket. Honestly, you name it. There's also a bit about, quite a lot in this one about keep fit stuff, which is not for me, but you know, I mean, look at this beautiful blazer. I mean, that's really unique, isn't it? I really like that. Whether I'd make it or not is a different story. But yeah, there was just some beautiful stuff in there. There was a couple of really nice pairs of trousers, a nice pair of shorts, a lovely top with like pleats in it. This is the top. You can't really see it very well there, but in the line drawing you can. And then these are some really nice wide leg pants. Now, I still need to have a good look through it though, because some of the sizes are a little bit weird. Oh, that was the other top that I quite liked the look of. Thought that was really pretty. So it's an off the shoulder, or you can lift it up onto your shoulders. And it's elasticated just under the bust, this is a style that I like to wear because it skims over my bumps. It skims over all the bits I don't like. But it's also got a really nice long simple cardigan as well, which I thought looked really nice. So yeah, there was quite a lot of stuff in there that I thought was worth having a look at, but this was my absolute favourite. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to make this, guys, but this is no pledge, you know. Look at that. How delicious is that? So it's a trench coat, but they've done it in like a floral fabric, and this is the line drawing. Just look at the back of that. I just think that's beautiful. Beautiful. Maybe not for me for now, but I thought, do you know what, this is the sort of thing that you can keep, and it's got like a lesson in certain things. One of them's trouser making, and then they also have a section which is quite good for me because I tend to land in a 44, and they do some that go up to a 44, some that don't actually even go up to 44, and then they do some that are 44 to 52, and I really like those trousers as well. I thought they looked really cute. And I definitely want to delve into the world of trouser making. I'm just too scared at the moment, but I just need to get on with it. But I thought that looked really good. They had a really nice shirt dress as well in that section, and then a really nice jacket thing, you know, utility jacket, bit similar to like, you know, the sewing bee that's been on. And this was the other thing that I really liked, was this dress. Now, I've got a dress that's ready to wear that I bought at Tesco 2 years ago. I've got two versions of it. I've got one in red with little black dots on, and I've got one in zebra print, obs. But it's like a t-shirt at the top, and it's got two sets of tiers. But I thought that would be really nice in like a viscose jersey for the summer. That's the line drawing there. And I really like that shape on me from the retail ready dress that I've got. But I'd maybe look at dropping that slightly and potentially putting 2 layers in, so it's really similar, but it's got like ruched little straps as well. So this was the one that kind of caught my eye. So I might have a go at that. I say this all the time though, don't I? Might have a go at that. And this is lovely as well. Not as easy to see in the fabric they've chosen, but this is like a woven top with like a cute little peephole keyhole thing on the sleeve with puffy sleeves, and I thought that looked pretty delicious too. So there was a lot of content in there that I liked, and I think because I'm of that size where I'm in between, I could probably get away with some of the larger sized patterns and some of the smaller size patterns. So I was quite impressed with that for £7.50. I mean, you could get a lot out of that. I just thought I'd let you know. What else? Oh, and last but not least, this isn't sewing related, but it's something crafty that I've been working on. When we went into lockdown, and I was kind of like, I need something in an evening that I can just chill out to, because I'm not very good at sewing in an evening. I can do it, but I prefer to sew during the day. and I wanted something just that I could zone out on. So I bought an adult paint by numbers. Oh no, I don't even know where that idea came from, but anyway, I did. And I've nearly finished it. And I just do a little bit here and now, and then I put it away for 2 weeks and forget about it, and then I remember, and then I can't stop doing it. And it's of a stag, which sounds weird. But this is it, look, guys. Oh, so I've nearly finished it. But can you see how many bits? I mean, I bit off like a big one if I was going to do it. These are all the ones that are still left to do. Reminds you of being a kid, doesn't it? But look how intricate it all is. It's crazy. So I've not actually got that much left to do. And I absolutely love it. And I think when I've done it, I'm going to put on the back of it that it was COVID 2020 kind of thing. And I'm going to frame it and put it in here. I just don't know how I'm going to get rid of this crease in the middle. That's the only thing. And now I'm thinking, do you know what? I'm going to really miss doing this when I've finished it. So I think I'm going to have a look and see if I can do another one, because I just absolutely love it. I'm not a painter of any description. I am not artistic in that way. I would love to be. I admire people that are so much. But that's kind of a way of me being able to do it. And at first, I kind of laughed at myself getting a paint by numbers, but I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and I think I might get another one. So yeah, so that's kind of, I think that's all I've got to say. That's kind of everything that I've been up to this last week or two. So I might sandwich all this together, and if you want to listen to me rabbiting on, then you've got an opportunity, because you haven't seen me for a while. I'm not saying I'm going to do Friday shows every week, because you know what I'm like. I probably not. But yeah, I thought I might try and do it for this week and see how it goes. I mean, to be honest, this might actually not go up till next Friday. I don't even know anymore. So yeah, it's been nice talking to you, even though I don't get any response back, but I love your comments when you do. So, and I'll probably hopefully put something up about my strict May plans and my April makes as well in the next week or two, and I'll try and upload that soon as well. It's just finding time, isn't it? It's just finding time. So I hope everybody's well. I'm absolutely loving watching everybody else's YouTube videos. I'm following so many more people now after the Frugal Frocks challenge that sometimes I just don't get round to everybody's video, which is crazy, isn't it? Because before I'd be like, oh, I wish somebody else had uploaded a video, and now there's so much, I can't fit it all in. So if I don't comment on everybody's vlogs, it's not because I haven't watched them all the time. I try and like every single one that I watch, but yeah, sometimes I've just missed some because there's just, the volume of them is huge. So yeah, that's it. I think I'm going to stop waffling on because God knows how long this video is going to be, but I hope everybody's well, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.